Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Stage C here at the beautiful film school at the Santa Fe University of Art and Design. My name is Liam Lockhart. I'm the associate chair of the film school. Sitting next to me is Chris Eyre, the chairman of the film school.
Hi, I'm Chris Eyre. I'm the chair of the film school on Stage C here at Santa Fe University of Art and Design. And I'm repeating what Liam said, but we're really happy to be here and happy that you guys have all tuned in. And we hope that we can answer any questions you might have or just socialize you to Stage C and our great students.
If I may, I'll introduce you to the members of the panel. We have Priscilla Torres, Ali Castro, Alec Brown, Amy West, and Zoe Dahman. So please let the questions start coming in, and we'll answer them as best as we can. Or do we have any comedy sticks routines that we can run past them?
Can we tilt down on the camera a little bit?
Here we go. When can I start making films as a new student? A very good question.
Well, what would the consensus be? When can you start making films as a new student?
Yesterday.
Yes.
Once you get your camera.
Is the best answer.
Yeah.
I like that. Once you get your camera.
Once you get your camera.
And that usually comes on the very first day. Orientation, right?
It is. I mean, you get your camera on the first day you get here, and you get your camera on the first day that you get here as an incoming student, and it's for yours to keep. It's not like it's on loan. It's your camera, and trust me, once you get that camera, you're gonna want to make a movie. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. That's how it was for me. So
I think I can answer like technical capacity. I think you can make films right away, like somebody said on the panel. It's impossible to keep people from making films anyways. And I know some film schools of yesteryear didn't allow students to make movies until they learned some things, I don't know, certain paradigms of making movies, but I think that's kind of an old-fashioned system. So students make movies right away. When Cameras in Every Hand program gives out the cameras, I see students in the hallways that day making movies or at least shooting their cameras. So I would say right away is the answer.
Yeah.
Priscilla, did you have anything to add?
I guess. Yeah. I mean, you could start thinking about the last question, or should we get to this one?
Let's go to the next one.
The next one. Okay. Are internships available to students?
Who here has done an internship? Everybody?
Everybody.
Let's start from the beginning. Talk about your internship and your experience.
Well, I've done a couple of internships since I've been here. I guess I started interning for Santa Fe Independent Film Festival. I was a volunteer the first year I was here, and that was a great experience because you get to see like new films here in New Mexico, and you get to meet filmmakers from New Mexico, which is cool because you're there to collaborate a lot in the future with them. Yeah.
It's coming to you next, Ali.
I know.
Where was your internship?
See, mine was a little different. Like, my first internship was actually through a teacher that I met here. So, like, it's pretty cool that I didn't realize that you can get internships through, like, outside of school and inside of school. So, like, the connection I made was with Alessandra, my editing teacher. She realized that I was a pretty good editor in her class, and she just kind of, like, picked out the students that showed a big, effort, I guess, into editing. And she recruited us for this internship that she had, or this project she had that was created into an internship. And through that, I made more contacts and met Rich Henrich and all these other people. And so that was really cool. I think that's an important thing to keep in mind, is that your teachers are the essential people that you need to know to get internships. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Are we going to the next question?
If there's more internship.
I know people
internship
love
right
to
now.
talk about. Let's go over to Amy West.
So I was really picky about my internship. I started getting offers to do internships.
Let's
probably
go over to Amy West.
Oh, hey, Amy West. Is it working?
oh, she's on there. She's on there.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, hey.
It's just the screen. It's
Yeah,
just
we're all good. Everything's great. I was really picky with my internship. I started getting offers to do internships probably like my freshman year, but I really wanted to do something that was like specifically what I wanted to do. I'm really interested in independent film and working locally and really like people coordinated stuff. So I actually started my internship this year. I'm a senior. And I'm working at a production company called 12 FPS, and they create content specifically for online marketing and also for like company education. They just did one that I was really interested in that was about, it was kind of an educational series about LGBTQ youth. And so that's been really awesome because right away, as soon as I started working there, I was doing above the line work. I was working as a DP, I'm working on being like a creative producer on new projects. I'm doing a lot of color grading, which I absolutely adore. So I've been really able to hone those skills while getting those credits. And I have to say it's been a really positive experience for me. And since I'm graduating in May, I like have something set up for me right away working in the industry. And I just feel so lucky because I can also use their equipment to work on my personal projects.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have a good internship story.
Let's hear it.
Well, this isn't my first internship because you can have more than one internship. But the latest internship that I had was at a company called Meow Wolf, and you guys, maybe you've heard of the House of Eternal Return, which is a project funded by George R.R. Martin. It was really cool because we were trending on Facebook yesterday, and the House of Eternal Return has been in the New York Times and Vice and all that good stuff. And I was originally an intern there as their editor for some of the stuff that you see on the TV inside the exhibit. And not only was that such a beneficial internship for me because of, especially because of how the project had blossomed nationally, worldwide and all that, but also later on, the more I worked there, they came to me and said, "Hey, Alec, we just got a bigger flow of money, and now we're able to pay some of our volunteers, and now we're able to pay you for what you're doing." And I was like, "Why would I pass that up?" So I did that, and I hope to be with Meow Wolf for a very, very long time.
Nice.
Oh, is it me now?
Yes, I'm afraid it is, Zoe.
So my internship is with a woman named Irene Webb, who was an agent, a literary agent for a long time, and she helped authors sell their material to Hollywood. Like, she helped sell Men in Black. She did Postcards from the Edge, which had Meryl Streep in it. She's this really awesome woman who's now branching out more into producing. So I'm helping her set up her company, and it's really a fledgling company. So it's really exciting to be able to help her build it up and find projects for her and give her do research for her to help her work on her projects and find out which actors might be best in it, which directors might be best for it. But what I really like about the internship is she sends me scripts to read and give coverage on and give my thoughts on, which is an amazing experience because I get to read work, and that helps me with my own work, and that I get to see what's successful and what's not successful in scripts that haven't been produced yet, and hone my critical skills, which is, I think, really important for what I want to do after I graduate, which is try and become a writing assistant or a producer's assistant.
Nice. Are there any summer programs available for high school students? Actually, there are. We have a teen workshop that I guess we've had for the last 4 summers now. We're going into the 5th summer. That happens for a 1-week period from this year. I believe it's July 7th through the 13th. Strange dates. I know it starts on a Thursday, ends on a Wednesday, the weekend off. But I think that's kind of to have the young aspiring high school filmmakers, gear up and figure out what they're going to shoot. But yes, we do have a summer session in place for high school students. What are classes like your freshman year? Oh, that one disappeared.
There we go. Hey, there we go.
Also, are all of your classes as a film student going to be in the film building?
Oh,
Two
So,
questions, two parts, yeah.
so your classes freshman year are, basically what you do is you do a production, like a beginning production course where you sort of learn your camera and make some films. And then we also have freshman studio.
I don't know, is that still
A thing? The program has sort of changed since I was a freshman. Maybe Alec, do you know?
Well, when I was a freshman, there wasn't just. When I came into school, I knew for a fact that I wanted to be an editor. That's exactly what I wanted to do. And I thought coming into the school, I'd be like, okay, well, my freshman year, I'm going to take nothing but editing classes. And that's not the case because in your freshman year, you know, we want you to like try everything. You know, we want you to learn about editing, learn about cinematography and how to actually make a film and direct a film and, you know, set etiquette. And those classes usually occur in the film building, but you do have other classes besides film classes. You know, you have your liberal arts classes, your core classes, and those usually happen in another building. But that's never been a problem for me. So.
And I think one of the things when I was applying to film schools, I know that when I was like reading about this school, someone was talking to me and they're like, yeah, there's like liberal arts class. I mean, trying to tell stories, and as a director, I want to have something to say. So I think it was really important for me to be in these classes where I was kind of learning about myself and my own moral compass and what I care about and what stories I think the world needs. And I have to say that I took some they're called freshman writing roundtables.
Right.
Some of them I liked more than others, but there was certain liberal arts classes that like absolutely changed my life and the way that I think about art and what I create. And like, if nothing else, I'm just like so glad that I had that experience. Yeah.
And then the other big freshman class that you take is Intro to Visual Storytelling, which I actually TA for. It's taught by Peter Grindle, who is a really amazing teacher because he's so passionate and excited and hilarious about film. And so basically what that is you watch a movie. There's 2 classes a week. You watch a movie one class, and then you talk about it the next and sort of learn about the different techniques that the filmmaker used in that film. And each movie is sort of geared towards a different aspect of filmmaking. So one week you're watching like Shogun Assassin, and then you're talking about cinematography. And then the next week you're watching A Man Escaped, and you're talking about sound design.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, in the same one. So there are 2 questions in there.
Oh, are they in the film building?
Oh, yeah. No, we answered that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We answered that.
I got you covered,
Okay.
guys.
After graduation, where do filmmakers go?
What do you like to know?
Great question.
I don't know. Tell us.
I think after graduation, filmmakers go into the workforce. And, you know, given the fact that we're artists and that we're freelancers, it's, you know, it's a daunting task. But I think it's all about being a sustainable artist. And that's really what we teach here, I think, is most of all, it's about your story.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you know your story, you can fall back on understanding how to tell other stories.
Yeah.
So really, it's about being a sustainable artist and where to film. And the places that you talk about when you say, look, I didn't understand, I would be interested in this diversification of what I'm doing. So it's not always the traditional, you know, I'm gonna, direct a feature film. I
Yeah.
mean, that's kind of an older paradigm, but it's one that's possible to everybody. But there's a whole gamut of media content providers out there, and I think our students, especially these students, always seem to find that place, like we've all done, including Liam and I, throughout our history. So,
Yeah.
in short.
I would like to say that ultimately, all good filmmakers go to heaven. Are we all in agreement?
Yeah.
Do my best, Liam.
I don't think a lot of I don't think a lot of students understand though that like because like art is an opinion, there's
Yeah.
so many routes you can go.
Mhm.
So like that's to say like where you go, it's so broad of a question because you have internships, you have connections that you build after 4 years, you have like different routes that you have. I think it's like just such a broad question, but if you try, then you will go somewhere.
Yeah.
I'd kind of like to link this question into the previous one, also about the
Yeah.
freshman classes, and just say, I think the one approach that we have here at SFUAD, which we're very proud of and we think is rather unique, is that we separate ourselves from the VOTEC schools. I mean, yes, you will be instructed on how to utilize equipment, but it's not, the be-all and end-all of everything. Every year, more advanced equipment is introduced into the classrooms because along with knowing or learning the technical skills, I think what's more important for us is for you to become in touch with yourself as a person,
Yeah.
as an artist, to figure out what your own unique voice is and how that's going to develop. And then it's almost like the equipment, which we have great equipment, is the accessory to help you dream and achieve it. And en route, as you're discovering yourself as a person and as an artist, you might find that maybe the initial dream of being a director has suddenly become a dream of being an editor. I know that was the case for me when I was attending UCLA. I had big ambitions to be, the next, well, for me, who was it back then? Robert Altman. But no, I ended up going into editing instead and never looked back. But you find these different paths because we don't like to pigeonhole people into one program. We try to expose you to all the different aspects of filmmaking and then leave it up to you to decide what might fit your needs best.
When I look at this group of people, I think that each one of you has found a unique voice,
Definitely.
and I think that's pretty cool. So I think that if anything, that's the sustainability part of it, which is if you decide to go and do a different industry, I think all this relates
Yeah.
in the sense that you have discovered how to have your own voice and how to make that work, because we're entrepreneurs basically. Every time out, you're an entrepreneur, and every time out, it's a new business, and it's really about sustainability, and that's what you find when you find your voice.
I would also like to add that for me personally, as I said, I came into college wanting to study editing, and I was fully set in that specific profession because I didn't want to do anything else, and I didn't want to try anything else. But then I started finding more things that I really enjoyed doing, like screenwriting. I really enjoy screenwriting. I really enjoy acting. And apparently now I'm a composer, which is weird because that's not even my major. But okay.
And I discovered you. Oh my gosh. I discovered you. Yeah.
I thought I discovered him.
Oh man.
We all discovered you.
Y'all are nice. But anyways, it's not just you'll find what you. It's not just like as you go through the industry, you'll find different things you like. You'll probably end up finding different things that you like in college, because I knew someone who came into school as a devout cinematographer, and then they actually went into sound design, and they're pretty darn good at it. So you never know. Just keep an open mind when you come to college, and you might find that you're good at a whole lot more than just the one thing that you love.
What's the atmosphere like?
In school?
Well, I think
Cold and rainy.
the barometric pressure is dropping. No,
The weather is bipolar. You will it's sunny one day and then it's like.
Are we talking
snow.
about the weather?
No,
we're not.
The
Actually,
atmosphere.
I think Santa Fe has over 300 sunny days a year.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
So
We do. We also get snow out here, which most people are surprised to hear. They think we're in the middle of a desert, which we are, but we're also at 7,500 feet.
7,500 feet, Liam.
Yeah.
Did
So,
you say 700?
So actually, what I'm saying by that comment is this: the air is thinner, a little thinner. That's why people train here, from what I'm told. And also it's clean. I mean, there is some clean air here comparatively to other places. So high desert is awesome. The atmosphere is snow, sunshine.
We get all
People
four
are all right
seasons.
too.
I have a feeling they need a
I
different
like it.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're probably meaning like the environment here. Well, as you can see, we're very serious people. We never laugh. We never smile. We never joke. There's no interface whatsoever. Yeah, no, it's a family here. At least that's how I look at it. You guys may not know it, but at least in my mind and my soul, I take you home with me at night. I care about your problems. I'm only 25. You can see how this has aged me.
Oh my god.
No, I think we have a nice environment, but I think you guys would be in a better position to speak on that.
Okay, because like one of the things that I love about the film school specifically is that film is such a collaborative medium that I think I'm not a very competitive person, and I was scared that when I went to film school, like everyone would be better than me, and then they would be like mean to me or something. But it's like everybody really holds each other up here. Like, like a lot of us are directors here, but like we've all helped on each other's sets, and there's really like when you're on a set, it's like the most beautiful, magical thing because in my experience, usually egos aren't that involved and everybody's just working together to put their own talents and their own energy into creating this like new thing going into existence. So like just even if you don't know someone that well before you're on a set and then you're on set with them for like 3 12-hour days in a row, by the end you like are like this. And like people, they might get frustrated with each other, but it's because they're all working towards this goal. And like maybe they'll be upset with each other 1 hour and then the next they're like giving each other back rubs. Like
I know.
it's like it's just like so like beautiful that everybody's like cares about this thing that they're creating.
Yeah.
And I think it really brings people together on like a really intense level.
Yeah.
Also, I think, sorry, Allie.
No, please, no.
No,
Please.
No, I think the school in general is pretty awesome to work with because I have experience. When I work on my films, I usually ask people from other majors to help me in like production, design, or like music. I end up working with a lot of people from the music department and a lot of people from the art department. So I think it's great because everyone is like open to collaborate with, filmmakers or the other way around. Because like I've been asked also to do like an interview or something or like a small documentary for someone in another department. And I think that's pretty great because I think in other schools it might be harder to do that. And this one is pretty awesome and easy to do that.
I think it's because we're an art school. I think that's what really helps is that like it doesn't matter if you're asking a music major, they're like doing it for the art of their music, If they're asking a dance major to be in your film, they're doing it for the art of dance, It's like because we're all artists, it helps so much. And I think it's another thing that we're not your classic university where you have like your football team or like a frat or something. We have events at the school that bring us even closer, and we're such a small community of filmmakers and everyone else that like everyone. You're just like, oh, I seen your face and we can work together. I've heard of you, and like you see you down the hall and the next day you're working with them. I think that was what I first got out of the school, was that it was so small, that not so small, but like in perfect size, perfect size to collaborate with everyone. It's not so big that you can't reach out to everyone. It's really good.
I'd like to add on to that, the size of our campus, especially the size of the film school. I visited other campuses before coming here, and all the other campuses were just so huge. They were so huge, and I don't mean I don't actually mean the campuses. I mean the student body, which meant the student to teacher ratio was so vast that you never really actually got to form a relationship with your professors. You never actually got to talk with them. And the people that I talked to when I was visiting those campuses was actually the teacher's assistant. Here, when I got here and I saw, actually the first class that I came to on my first visit was Liam's class, and we watched the 1939 film The Rules of the Game, and I thought that was the biggest class I had ever seen, but it actually wasn't that big. It was just a theater full of people, and we all watched the movie. And I was surprised that I actually struck up a conversation with Liam about the film after that. And then I started coming here to college, and now I can't stop talking with Liam about film whenever we have like a few minutes. And that's why you really get to learn from your professors. It's not like they just come in for a lecture and leave for the day. It's
different now.
Yeah, it's different. No, it's the teacher to student ratio here is how you put it, the perfect size. It's where everybody can have a discussion. You know, if you wanted to have a discussion, you could all face each other and you could all talk about film, and really that's what this is all about, you know.
And real quick to jump off of that, I have absolutely been in an edit suite at like 11:30 at night, freaking out because like the program wasn't working for whatever reason, and I've called my teacher Brad Wolfley and been like, Brad, I'm having a breakdown, I don't know what to do. And he'll be like, it's okay, try these steps, we're gonna work it out, it's gonna be okay. And I'm like, thank you, I really needed that. And it's amazing. There's some great people here.
Just wait until y'all meet Brad. Brad is...
Yeah, we're texting Brad right now.
Yeah.
Amy, that was you? Oh my god, you told me that my freshman year, by the way. I just realized.
Oh, well, it's happened more than once because I was talking specifically about something that happened like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, never mind. I guess everyone just calls Brad.
Everyone calls Brad.
Not to mention, we refer to our teachers by their first names and not Professor Wolfley or Professor Lockhart or Professor Ayer, you know.
I'm from AZ. I'm from AZ. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah, I am.
Oh my god.
I'm from Arizona, and I'm worried it's going to be hard for me to adjust. Are any of you guys from out of state? Good question. And was it hard to adjust to not only being at a new school, but in a different state, away from friends and family?
Take it away, Allie.
What?
I
my
would
God.
say there's a lot of people from
Yeah.
other states.
What's her name?
But Allie,
Another country.
you're from, yeah.
You're from I mean, she is really from another country. You're like hardcore from another country.
Where's everybody from? Just say where you're from.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
I'm from El Salvador or El Salvador.
How you pronounce or mispronounce it?
Yeah.
I'm born from Mexico, raised in Arizona. Yeah, or Mexico.
If you can believe it, I was actually born in Hollywood, on the corner of Sunset and Vermont,
What?
in a hospital, not on the street.
Oh my god.
I'm from Oregon originally.
I didn't know that.
I know, that's heavy. And I've lived all over, so a lot of different places.
I'm from Austin, Texas. Not really anything to say there. Just
Keep Austin away.
Oh yeah, Austin! Woo!
Me too.
And I'm from the Bay Area in California, Petaluma specifically.
So there's literally none of us are from New Mexico.
So,
We adjusted great.
I was going to say, it's
Yeah.
perfect then. We're the right ones to answer this question because none of us are natives to the state. So what did you guys think? I mean, I know New Mexico is different from California,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
but how was assimilating to the state, to the culture, to the climate, to...
This is actually, I just want to say this. Not a lot of people know this after. I found this out, and it's actually surprising how many people don't know this. New Mexico is part of the U.S. Just letting everybody know that, okay? It's wrong saying that. Yeah.
I think it's easy to adjust because there's a lot of people from different areas.
Yeah.
You know, so like it's a very, I don't know, pot of different kinds of people, like, and you learn to just adjust really easily because you're not singled out. You know, you meet people from like different countries and different states, and it's really, I think that's what's the most important, is that everyone is here and like kind of like afraid, and then you just realize that you're all afraid. And you're like, all right, this is okay then.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on your personality, and of course, it's always going to be difficult to adjust to a new place.
Absolutely.
I mean, unless you're like the kind of person who just like automatically is like, I'm here, I'm friends with everyone, everything's great. And like, even if you are that person, I still think it's difficult. But you know, now as a senior, I've just like made some of the best friends that I know I'm gonna have for my entire life. Like, it's like really, I feel so at home here, and I really am having a hard time knowing that I'm gonna graduate. Like, I don't want to leave these like beautiful connections that I've created.
Yeah.
That's heavy stuff.
No, I'm so sad, guys.
You know, I think Santa Fe tends to attract a lot of artists, especially amongst, you know, older people, not necessarily students, from the coasts, from all over the country. They find an attraction here to the city, which I think makes it very unique compared to others. It's more than just, you know, an Adobe Disneyland, if you will. The people are brought here by their interest and love in the art. I know I myself, and this may not have any application, what I love about this, coming from a crowded city like Los Angeles, is as soon as I got here to Santa Fe, you can see for hundreds of miles in 360 degrees around you. I cannot tell you what that does to the mind. It really opens it up, and it allows you to think outside of the perspectives that you may have previously had. I know I was confined to like that little narrow box in LA, the noise, the pollution, the population, and getting out here, it literally and figuratively in every sense is a breath of fresh air. And just having those vistas really, I think, does something for the mind and for the soul.
Also, the school has a network program, so you get to meet people from all over the world, and I think that makes it so, I don't know how to say this, like enrich,
Enriching?
enrich,
Yeah,
It enriches, yeah.
Yeah.
experience, because you're like talking with people from very different cultures of yours. Like, one of my best friends is from Syria, and I'm from El Salvador. So it's like, and it's crazy how talking to people from all over the world can open up your mind to so many different ideas for your own projects, or, just in life in general. So I think for me, it was easy to adapt. There's a lot of people from Latin America too, so it was great to have friends that share the same culture too. But yeah, I think Santa Fe is pretty friendly too.
It's a small school.
Yeah.
It's a small school, so you're going to meet a lot of people, and you can't get lost, basically.
Emotional.
That's so true.
People
People look out for you.
Yeah, people look out for
Your
you.
friends look out
The
for you.
questions keep on coming. Is there a way to specialize in a field such as sound design from the film department?
Is there a way to specialize?
I can answer that, but I feel like I'm doing all the talking.
No, you
So,
should.
so-
Well, there's the formal ways to answer, but I think you guys are much more interesting. I mean, people, you can take classes that are specific
Yeah.
to anything you'd like, but I think that one of the best ways is that you make yourself known
Yeah.
among your network.
Yeah.
And therefore, Alec in particular, I know, is discovered as a composer as a
I swear it was me.
I mean, but before that, I think Alec was
The editor.
seen as somebody who edited
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so other students would ask you to edit and Amy to shoot and so on and down the line. And so I think the best resource you have is your network.
Yeah.
And you can try on different things. So if sound design happens to be your forte, I think one of the best things you can do is make yourself available
Yeah.
to the rest of the students. And I think you'll be
I guess.
working nonstop if you want to be.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sound
yeah.
design, oh my
Yeah,
God.
people are always looking for people to help them out. So if you want to do sound design, and just offer yourself up and say, I want to do sound design, and then everyone will be like,
Yes.
we
Do on
need
my
that.
set.
We need that.
Yeah.
Everybody would be like, take my film, please.
Yeah.
We do have specific courses in sound design. We also have some that could complement that are being offered through the contemporary music program. But as everyone here is saying, the best way to do it is kind of that trial by fire. Just keep volunteering to do the sound design for everyone's project. And not only are you getting experience that way, but you're also building up a reel for yourself. So when you get out of here, that's more material you can take, with you to show to people and promote your career.
I'm sure this goes without saying, but the classes that you take are really enriching. But I think where you
Especially those taught by Rich.
get out of town. Yes, Rich is great, but that was a silly pun. But being on set and like taking the initiative to be like, yeah, I'm gonna be on set wherever I can, is where you really get the experience, where you really start to be comfortable, build confidence, and definitely like introducing yourself is like. There was like a period in my like sophomore and junior year where I was an assistant director and everyone only asked me to do assistant directing, and I got pretty good at assistant directing. And then one day I was like, I'm going to be a cinematographer now. And I started introducing myself as a cinematographer, and people started asking me to do cinematography things all the time. And now I'm a senior and exclusively directing. So, and I was an extra on Allie's set last weekend, and it was incredible. I felt great.
I'm so excited to work with Amy even though I was an extra. But I think that was I was gonna put in my 2 cents is that you have to just introduce yourself as something, because I didn't realize that until a while that no one's gonna ask you if they don't know who you are.
Mhm.
Although it's a small school, it doesn't matter. Like if you're walking around and you don't introduce yourself as something, they won't use you, especially as a sound designer. That's something so essential at the school
Mhm.
that we need to know these things, Like if you walk around and be like, hi, my name is this and I'm a sound designer, then automatically that
You're gonna
person's
get
gonna
asked.
tell everyone,
Yeah.
and so I think is the most important thing is introduce yourself. Don't expect these films to just come to you. They're there for you. You just have to put the foot.
And I can't tell you how many times people come to me and are like, hey, do you know a production designer? Hey, do you know a sound designer?
All those things, didn't I?
Yeah, you have definitely, other people do too. And I'll be like, oh, let me think of like who I know. So the more you tell people.
I would like to say it's also 100% okay to say, like, if someone asks you to do something that you don't want to do or you don't want to be known for doing, it's okay to say respectfully no, because I don't know how many times people have come up to me in this school asking me to be the digital imaging technician on their set, and I'll be like, yeah, I'll do it, and then I'll remember why I hate the job in the first place, and then, but it's like people will recognize you for things that you don't even realize you're good at, like composing. And,
You hate that?
no, I don't. No, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I've just never known I just never knew that was a thing. And so then so people will literally ask you to do everything if they think you're good at it, and sometimes that's a really great thing because it opens up your horizons to things you might have never known you had a talent for.
Yeah, and the networking is part of the job, right?
Mhm.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
great, so it's a great muscle.
Yeah.
Most people think networking is something, that only happens when you get out of school and you're on the coast or in Hollywood in particular, but it actually starts here on day one. I've seen it, in orientation, people will turn to each other, doing exactly as you're saying, introduce themselves. Oh, hi, my name is, and I'm interested in this. And right there from day one, it's like, okay, they want to be a cinematographer. I think I'll use them or use this person for sound. And it just builds over the period that you're here with us.
Yeah.
And then, you yourself will probably go out and make a career for yourself, but just think of your friends who will be going out and doing the same thing. And when the opportunity arises, they need a DP, they need a sound person. Well, hey, they're going to remember from working with you back at SFUAD. So networking starts from day one here. Any advice on how to get your films out there or noticed by other people? Very good question.
Chris.
Can I ask, I want to ask all you guys, when you finish a product, what is it about exhibition that you like most? Getting it noticed by people, or having it win awards, or getting the widest distribution, or what is the end goal? I mean, what is the goal?
I can speak to that. I seek an emotional impact.
Yeah.
So what's really great and exciting for me about exhibition is sitting in the theater and watching people watch your movie and seeing how they react to it. Are they laughing at the right moments? Are they leaving the theater with a feeling that you wanted them to leave with? Is there a message that they're coming away with? And then, a lot of times you can get that from their reactions, like something visceral, like them laughing or crying. Maybe laughing is better. But then you just ask them too. Like that's the best thing is that I really want to know. So I'll share my film with you, and then I'll say, how did it make you feel? What did you come away with? And if they come away with what I intended, then I feel like I succeeded. If they came away with something else, then I'm thinking, well, at least there was a reaction. So that's what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm. Amy, were you surprised by the reaction of your music video last year? Were you surprised at all?
Yeah, I was. I think for the question, it really depends on the project. So for example, like freshman year, I was doing like a lot of like social activist videos, and what my intention was for that was wide viewership and a large conversation about the subject matter. For something like music videos, that has been really, I don't know if you know, we released that music video online this weekend. So if you guys want to look it up, shameless self-promotion, Music Box by the Maya Spectra. And that has been a crazy experience for me because music videos are super collaborative. It's so much about style. It's so much about the music. That this thing that was my baby is like I'm graduating and sending it to college, and it's actually really terrifying for me. Like it's my least favorite part. But what has been amazing is people coming to me and telling me like their experience with the piece, and how their own life experiences reflect what they see in the piece. So it might be what I intended, it might not be, but I think that's really what I find valuable, and I think that that's what I really try to care about. I think that there's also this anxiety that like makes me react in like not as healthy ways, where I'm like, okay, I need to get this to see it as many people as possible, so then someone will hire me, so then I can have money to hire my crew and I can succeed. But then I'm like thinking like, okay, but if I actually want to succeed, I have to be making work that's authentic to myself, and that's what is really valuable. And I think that when you're looking for distribution, going back to the main question and getting your piece out there, I think it's really about thinking who needs to see this, what is the story about, who needs to hear this story, and then it's a lot of work. It's sending it, can I send it to blogs? Is it better to send this out on the film festival route? Is it better to put this online so it gets more distribution to more people faster and cheaper? Or am I looking for, someone higher up that wouldn't otherwise see it, so then you maybe want to go the film festival route.
Yeah.
And I think it really, really depends on the project.
Totally.
No, and which festivals too.
Yeah.
Talking about the audience and stuff. So, and like, do you just want a lot of people to see it, or do you want higher up people, and then that changes which festivals you send it to? And is it like a sort of strange comedy that might be successful at South by Southwest, or is it more like a heartfelt family fun thing that would do better at Nifty or smaller festivals regionally? And we've just been going through this process, Alec and I, with the film that I just directed and he edited. So
I would like to say I've come to the realization that I have an addiction, and that addiction is to film festivals. I really, really love film festivals and getting the email or the call back from the people saying, hey, we'd like to program your film in our festival. And I'll be like, all right, because it's first off, it's always good because laurels make your poster look good and they make people want to see your movie. But also, you go to the film festival, and not only does your film show among other people, other filmmakers who got into that same film festival, but you get to talk to these filmmakers and network. And some of these people are big independent filmmakers that have gone to huge festivals. And so when you go up to them and say, hi, my name is Alec Brown, and it's really nice to meet you. I've seen your work. Oh, by the way, my film got into this festival too. You should totally go see it. And they'll be like, oh yeah, totally, all right. And maybe even sometimes they'll see you after your film and they'll be like, that was amazing. That was really good. So you said you're an editor, right? And I'll be like, you're darn tootin' I am. And they'll be like, well, I'll have to contact you then.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, I'll be waiting. And you can do that at every film festival, because many people think that film festivals are just, a way to get your name out there, and they figured that all you need to do is just show your film, people will like it, and then you'll get a call the next day. But that's not how it works. You actually have to go and talk to people. You have to market yourself. You have to market your movie, and you have to be a presence. You actually have to make yourself known, because your movie isn't going to go far unless you're there to represent it. So yeah.
And that, I feel like also that goes for film festivals and also your entire life and your social media presence, which is something that I feel like I wish that I had started doing when I was in like high school, really building my professional online presence, like communities like Vimeo, communities like Instagram, even like Tumblr and stuff. Like a lot of young DPs and directors are getting their work through Instagram and Vimeo. So I've been trying to put effort into building that presence. And that's something that I would definitely recommend doing now. Like, be posting all the time, use the right hashtags. And like, I felt like it was so silly and like I didn't want to be a part of that because I was too cool. And now I'm like, no, this is like really an important part of the process, because you aren't going to get a Vimeo staff pick unless the Vimeo staff finds your video, and they're not going to find your video unless you're a part of that community. So like, that's kind of the deal.
I mean, the bottom line is you just have to put it out there, but be smart about how you do that. And it's not just putting it online, but putting it on YouTube versus Vimeo, or thinking about what you're doing before you do it, but also don't be afraid to do it. Just do it. Just get it out there.
And that's actually a mistake that a lot of film students make. Once they're done with their video, once they're done with their short film, a lot of them will just, they'll be so excited, and then they'll just put it online. They'll put it on Vimeo and YouTube, and they'll share it with everyone. And don't get me wrong, that's great if that's all you want to do. But if you wanted to get into a lot of film festivals, you actually have to be mindful of who you send that video to, because a lot of film festivals actually have a stipulation that says if your film has been broadcast publicly online, then it's ineligible for our film festival. So know that there are a lot of processes, pathways that you could take to get your name out there, because you can put it online and build an online presence. You could send it to film festivals. You could send it to people you know. And I know a lot of people who haven't put their films online, and if then that's what they wanted to do, and that's totally okay. Just know that there are a lot of ways to get your name out there that you're going to have to learn. So
Yeah. This video that I released over the weekend, we completed it about a year ago. We did the festival circuit for a year and finally uploaded it last weekend with like a whole strategy and stuff like that. And it's definitely been a steep learning curve, but just to give you an example of how much planning you can do, it can take a long time.
Are double majors available or even recommended, such as music and film? That is a very good question. We have majors and minors, and at the moment that actually we are constructing a minor for the film school. It is not in place at the moment, but it's something we're looking towards. The one minor that we do have available on campus is a brilliant one. It is with business management, in particular arts management, be it running galleries or putting on live events, live concerts, film festivals, etc. And you can actually get your minor with, I think, just 5 courses in the business program, which I think is a wonderful complement to your full-on major here in the film school. But of course, we'd want you to major here with us anyway. So let's leave it up to the other departments to come up with their minors at the moment, right?
Yeah, I guess specifically to the film and music thing, I don't know if you're really going to have the time to get to
Yeah.
double
I think
major.
that's true.
But the thing that you can do is that you can still take classes in the music department. There's electives available, and you have room for electives. And you can still go and be a huge part of that community. My good friend Matt Viesquez, our freshman year, he's a film major. He's a great cinematographer, but he also plays guitar and keyboard and is amazing at that. And he was in a band with the contemporary music program for like 2 years. So yeah, you can totally do both. It's just how you handle that schedule.
Time management.
Time management.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it comes down to.
I know there's also a lot of music majors who take the music classes and only specifically focus on composing for a film.
Yeah.
That's a thing that also happens.
Or like actors who take classes and then they realize, oh, I want to act for film.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And there's also a lot of acting, theater, and film double majors who I know who do acting and directing or acting and screenwriting, for instance. And they go more hand in hand than you think.
Yeah.
Can you give me a number? Just how many productions do you do a year, would you say? Or are involved in? I mean, other people's and yours.
A year or
Yeah,
semester?
a year. A semester.
Depends on the semester.
Yeah,
Yeah.
last semester is usually where all the projects are, I guess. Like April is like, I call it like, I don't know for why, but like I feel like April is like football season, I guess. April and October are both like the football seasons of film because that's when everything's happening, because usually it takes like 3 months to plan, and then that last month you have all the productions happening. So I would say like, I don't know, 3 semesters?
3 semesters.
Once every semester making my own film.
I would say it depends on what you are here to do, because for me, I really when it comes to editing projects, I'll usually do 5 or 6 a semester, depending on how my schedule is looking. But I also want to create work myself. I want to make my own movies, and I'll direct them. So, but in that regard, usually it will be like 1 project a semester. So if you're for my own projects that I do, that I take the helm on, that's probably 1 a semester. But when it comes to actually working on other people's sets, doing whatever you want to do or whatever job you have on that set, you'd be surprised how many you can fit into a semester.
Yeah.
But be mindful, be really careful. Like we were talking about, time management is a big thing. So
Yeah. I don't think people realize that like after like freshman year, I think you realize like what you can and can't do and like what you want to do. So like you're like a DIT, you know how to do editing, you act, and you compose.
wait, are we talking about me?
No, I'm thinking about you because like I just realized that you do all these things and you like are in a pool of people, and something like me, I like to AC, I like to direct, and that's literally it. But sometimes I get asked for like VFX because I used to do that as a freshman. So like it's just really broad, like everything you can do. It's not just like one thing. And it might seem small, like doing 1 project a semester, but it depends what it is. If you're a director, then like you're spending so much time doing everything, like directing this whole project, that it doesn't seem like a lot, but it is,
Yeah, I think it depends a lot on your year too.
Yeah, that too.
My freshman year, I was making like so many projects, and like my friends that are freshmen are literally on at least 1 or 2 sets every single weekend. Like they haven't slept in months. Like I swear to God.
Yeah.
But like for the last 2 semesters, I like gave myself a limit. I'm like, I'm only gonna work on 1 project a semester. I'm gonna work on my internships, and I'll do small things on other people's things. But I'm gonna make 1 project this semester.
Yeah, I think that's what happens.
Because I think as you start honing your craft, you kind of realize what it actually takes to have the control and precision. And really, I think as a director, a lot of the time your whole brain just gets like sucked into one project.
Yeah.
I do one a semester
Yeah.
because I direct and that's all I do.
Yeah.
So one a semester is enough, and you'll realize if you want to do it well, then that's what you have to do.
Takes time.
It takes time.
I'd also like to add to that a lot of people come in, freshmen will come in and they'll have their hearts set on what they want to do, and a lot of them will make the same mistake, and that mistake is when an upperclassman comes to this freshman and says, "Hey, we're looking for a grip or a PA on my film. This would be a good experience for you to get to know some of the upperclassmen. Would you be able to do it?" And I've heard this happen. In fact, I've done this before. Admittedly, they'll say, "No, I'm a cinematographer, and I think I'm past that in my career." And it's like, what career? It's like, okay, that's the mistake that a lot of people make, and really what you should do is you kind of do have to do the grunt work in the beginning, which is PA and grip work and assistant editor, and you actually not only because those are good things to learn, but also you haven't made the name for yourself just yet. You can't just walk in all high and mighty and think you're going to get tons of jobs doing what you want. You have to work at it. You actually have to work at building your name. And so if you guys are going to come to this school, make friends, okay? So make friends, and your time will come, I promise.
Yeah. And I guess that we are at the point where we're making one a semester and we're doing it at a really high level. But yeah, we wouldn't be at that level unless we did run around like every weekend making a film
and making
learning,
mistakes
and making a ton of mistakes and making a ton of crappy films, and then so you get to a point where like now I'm making things at a higher level.
And the thing is that like some people might be like, let's say you're a freshman in your first semester and you've just been hired on as a grip on an upperclassman short film. And I've seen this before. Like the grip will make a mistake or oh no, I accidentally knocked down the light stand, or I didn't roll up the cable well. And here's the thing, that might be a problem at that point in time. Like, okay, we need to get the movie done. So, but here's the thing, it's not like we're gonna hold it against you. It's like you're here to learn, you're here to make mistakes, and you're here to find yourself and what you love to do. And so it's not so.
I mean,
mistakes aren't big here,
Yeah, I guess it is intimidating, though. I think another reason why I see people say no to like upperclassmen film, as you say, but like I think from my experience when I was in Shoot the Stars my freshman year, I was a grip and I didn't really know what that entailed. But I remember working with an upperclassman who was like a key grip or whatever that like expected
Nick Sanchez.
That expected a lot from me because that's just how his personality is. And like as the years went by, I realized that you can't take anything personally as on a set or whatever you're doing. Like if someone's mad at you for something, you can't take it so personally. You have to just realize that, okay, they're just frustrated in doing their job and I have to just like step it up a bit. So then like after he started like expecting a lot, like you need to know what a stinger is. Like when he went away, I was like, okay guys, what's a stinger? Like what's a grip club? So like that's just my mentality though, because I never wanted to like disappoint him or like I needed just to like improve myself. So when he came back and he's like, get a grip clamp or something, or like a stinger or like a 50 or something, I'd just run over there and be like, I know what it is. And then like I don't know, I think it's just like keeping in mind that like you always have to do your best. And remember that nothing is personal. Like Nick Sanchez, like after a while, after that set, actually, he like loved to work with me, and like we're still good friends now. And that was when I was a freshman on my first set ever on a big shoot, like Shoot the Stars. It was really intimidating. So like just keeping that in mind is really helpful, I think, for upcoming students that are coming into the school. And everyone wants to be your friend. Just put effort, and they will hire you again, or you'll hire them. Like I hired him like my last shoot, so that's awesome.
A good thing to add to that on the subject of Shoot the Stars, which is a program that we have at the school where 2 Hollywood actors are actually brought in to act in 2 totally student-produced short films, and totally student-made. Everything is done, and we do have mentors, but everything is student-run. The reason I bring that up is to talk about what we were talking about earlier, which is how to make a name for yourself and really build your reputation. Because Allie and I, when we were here on Shoot the Stars, we all started off small. I mean, I wanted to take a chance and sign up for editor, even though I was a freshman, and it was this big program, and I was so hoping I would get it. And I didn't, but I got the next best thing. I got assistant editor, which is perfect for a freshman. So I used that, and then the next year, I started editing the behind-the-scenes features and some of the trailers for the films. And then this year, as a junior, I thought, you know what? I'll try editing. I'll sign up for editing. And I got it. And it was Zoe's film, which she directed. And the same thing happened for Allie this year, because Allie, like you said, you started off as a grip, and then you worked your way up, and then you became director. And if my little bit of trivia, I don't think you know this, but you're the only junior director of Shoot the Stars.
Yeah, I heard of that. I never actually confirmed. Is that true?
I think so.
Yeah.
Effort! It's awesome. That's
Also,
That's a
I wanted
story.
to add that, I'm also on the boat of 1 project per semester, but I wanted to add that when you're directing in film school, you're really not just directing, you're taking pretty much control of everything, because, a lot of people who are helping you, they may not have, all the energy into your project. So you have to kind of like, put more energy into one department that is not directing. So for me personally, when I do my projects, I put so much time and effort into a lot of departments that when I'm done shooting and when I'm done, editing, I'm so but I sausage that I feel like every project I do, it's just better. Like I improve into timing or into story or something different. So I think when you're directing your own projects, it's not just, oh, I'm just gonna direct, I'm just gonna work with actors, I'm just gonna sit in the director's chair and that's it. I think you do way more than that, and you can you see the results after that too.
Okay, I think we're
can't see.
getting close to our last question.
Oh,
Oh.
Actually, that's a question.
Okay, so this is our last question. Once I attend school there in the fall, will I no longer be employed any advice?
I will no longer be employed. Any advice on keeping an income while I'm out there?
Yes.
We have work studies. We have, I always get it, is it CSA?
Yeah.
Yes.
And perhaps you could enlighten our home audience.
Yeah, I mean, I work here on campus at the Screen, which is our movie theater here that we have in the film building. That's open to the public and is also a classroom and stuff. I get work study and CSA hours, and I'm getting about 20 to 25 hours a week, which is enough with a roommate to pay rent. So there's lots of opportunities to work on campus. There's lots of places hiring near campus. And the minimum wages are terrible here. It's like $10.84 an hour. So you can make a living working part-time if you are smart about it, get some roommates, and just find the jobs. They're totally out there. It's not hard to find a job in this city. A lot of places are hiring people who are motivated and good workers. So as long as you do that, then you can find a job. Alec, do you want to talk about that? You work like a ton of jobs, right?
Yeah, I work at Meow Wolf in the exhibit. Sometimes I'll walk through the exhibit and I'll make sure people aren't getting drunk in the exhibit and all that stuff. Or I'll be working the front desk and I get a lot of my money from that. But I also get a lot of my money, which is really good, from editing, I'm really happy to say that. That's another thing that should be said. It is not impossible for a college student to make money doing what they love. A lot of people think there's a stigma surrounding that, like a lot of college students think, well, I'm just a college student. I can't make money off of my cinematography work. How can I do that? Well, it's actually incredibly possible. And I mean, just try your hand at it. Like I said, it's all about networking. So,
Also, I work at the grip. I work at 12 FPS and I get money for DP. But really quick, I also work at the grip house, which is where you work out. You get the equipment for your student films. And I highly recommend, if you want to do anything that involves technical stuff, to volunteer there, even if you aren't getting the work hours, because now I get paid to be there, and on our downtime we get to learn the equipment, and I teach younger students cameras sometimes, and that really helps me work on my craft and just stay in the loop with what equipment is relevant in the industry. So that's pretty awesome that I'm being educated and getting paid at the same time.
Yeah. There's lots of ways to make an income here. You will be able to do it if you are willing to put in the hours.
All right. I think we're getting close to the end of our session. So does anybody, can you just name a movie that someone might see or a video online of your work? If you have a title, if any of you have a title, so they can go see your work, which I think is a great compliment
Amy
to
was
this
West.
discussion.
Go see my music video though, because it just got released.
What's the name of it?
And the name
Where can you
again?
find it?
It's called Music Box by the Maya Spectra. If you type that in, it should be there. My Vimeo handle is Amy Liz West.
Probably, I don't think I have anything available online though.
Not yet, but your latest work is about to hit the festival
It's about to
circuit.
hit the festival circuit. Maybe you could check out my website, zoedaman.wix.com/ZoeD. Waiting on that URL. Don't judge me.
I base most of my work out of Vimeo, my Vimeo account, which is just Alec Brown. I'm actually the first person to pop up on Vimeo, so just type in Alec Brown, Alec like Guinness, Brown like the color, and you'll see some works that I've edited, some that I've directed. What?
That's cool.
The Alec like Guinness?
That's a cool way to introduce me. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
And Brown like Guinness as well.
And Brown, yeah, Brown like
There you go.
actually it's really
Oh,
perfect. I was
wow.
named after both.
I don't know what I don't have a thing, but you can check out.
Oh, cool.
It's really
Good.
good.
Oh my god. I mean, you've made amazing work since then, but
I know.
At
Thank
2:17
you.
a.m. I liked that one.
Okay, so you can look up Alejandro Castro. Crumbs is literally spelled like crumbs, breadcrumbs. Alejandro is like Alejandro with an A at the end. Castro like the Castro.
And you can look up Won't Hold Us Back.
yes.
Oh!
Yes, watch that. Everybody watch that.
Awesome video.
Yeah, so if you go on my Vimeo, which is Priscilla Torres, you'll find that one, and The Box, which is also another short film that I directed.
Or you could just look in the Sundance catalog. It's promoted in there.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think that's wrapping us up here. If you have any questions, contact an enrollment advisor at Santa Fe University on the website or phone. We're the film school. We're all happy to be here tonight. We got pizza. We're gonna have some more of that. This is great. We have happy students, and I think it's a great department. So if you want more information, I'd love to share more with you, and so with Liam.
Yeah, come join our family. It's really great, and thank you for being with us tonight, and we look forward to meeting you in person sometime.